What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a couple of quick and excellent duels for you guys to check out. Looks like our first duel is going to take us under the sea with Marine Cess. Shoutouts to Sebastian. Even though Marine Cess got a ton of cards revealed in Chaos Impact, you guys see a couple of them in the opening hand. I personally feel like this archetype is best when it's paired up with Paleos and Frogs because you get the ability to run totally awesome. Also, just the Frog engine works really well with the Link monsters and Marine Cess because some of them can special summon water monsters from the graveyard, some of them add water monsters from the grave to the hand. Those both work really well when combined with Swap Frog, and Totally Awesome, quite frankly, is just as good as it ever was, even all the way back when it was released in Invasion Vengeance. The card is just as strong. Also, it fixes one of the problems where, you know, with Marine Cess, you can drop that towers, that link forward that's unaffected by everything. 4400 attack, however, it is kind of susceptible if you lose the field spell. Totally Awesome gives you protection against that. So, normal summon gonna be Blue Tang, gonna drop Seahorse in the graveyard, go straight for the Blue Slug. Blue Slug's effect is going to activate, probably targeting the blue or the Seahorse in the graveyard to add it to hand. At the same time, Blue Tang's effect is going to activate that Salamangreat Foxy effect, and he will be able to mill 3 off the top of the deck. Now, you saw right there that he did hit Marine Cess Wave, which means that he could just add an impermanence to his hand if he wants that, but nope. He's actually going to go for the, oh man, I'm totally forgetting what her name is, the Mandarin. She's the one that can special summon herself from the graveyard as long as you control a couple of Marine Cess monsters. He had 2 right there. He could have just special summoned her, but he is going to go for blue or for the the Blue Angel, excuse me, Sea Angel. Now the thing is, as I've said before, you never really want to draw Battle Ocean. It is Salamangreat Sanctuary essentially. If he didn't draw this card, he would have been able to just add it from his deck to his hand anyways, just through the natural progression of his combo. So he really should have an extra card in his hand, so it's a little unfortunate, but it's fine. He's going to go for the Link 2, special summon his Seahorse, go for the Heart, and now he's going to go straight for the Link 4. This means that it now is a tower since it was summoned with the Heart, and it will obviously get these, it'll get these cards equipped as well to it. But he's not done yet. He is going to still easily be able to drop a Totally Awesome in this turn, and this is why you can have some incredibly powerful boards because, again, let's just say that he didn't open with Battle Ocean. He would essentially have a 4400 attack towers, a Totally Awesome, and then he'd still have 3 cards to play around with. Hopefully those cards would be like defensive cards, and you know, keep in mind the Totally Awesome floats, and usually you'll end with like Seahorse in your hand, so it can be some very strong openings for Marine Cess. And if you you know, get some of the Paleo cards, those are also cards that can summon themselves from the graveyard. He gets his Dupe Frog on field for free because of the Totally Awesome, so that's just another plus. He is going to go ahead and he's going to negate his opponent's Shiranui card. Not really that relevant. Taking the card is not really going to do anything. I believe that Necro Face was actually banished. Here's what kind of sucks. He is going to lose his field spell, which it really hurts when you use the field spell because not only do you lose the protection of you know, your Link monster being unaffected by your opponent's cards, but it loses the attack value as well. So it goes from this 4400 behemoth your opponent can't attack over to a 2400 monster that's quite easy to kill in battle. But it's fine. He should be able to drop probably another Totally Awesome during this turn, and at the same time easily be able to drop maybe a Mistar Boy to crank up all the monsters on his field. I believe that he will do that, considering that everything is water that he is controlling. So he is going to drop that Totally Awesome. Usually you would not summon something like a Rodent Totem in attack mode, but he does have the safety net of, well, he has the Mistar Boy giving his monsters additional attack. So he's able to actually turn that into a beater, almost certainly be able to close the game out during this turn. So I know it was one-sided, but this is just kind of a demonstration of what some of the Marine Cess turn ones can look like. I don't think that you don't really get these turns or these explosive boards, you know, with the negation and stuff, if you don't play like Frogs and if you don't play Paleos. That's why I feel like you have to play those cards to get the most out of Marine Cess, unless they start just getting way more level 2. Nah, that wouldn't work either because Totally Awesome has to be Aqua monsters if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, second duel gonna feature Danger Thunder Dragon versus you guys name this deck at the top because I can only consider it I don't know what this, it's like fire, worm, dragon, beatdown. I don't know what the hell it is, honestly. He's running UFO Turtle, so shout outs to him. His opponent is going to get the pop off, summoning Darkest Diablos, takes a card out of his opponent's hand, gets the Darkest Diablos on the field as well. He is going to get Hot Ray Dragon Archery and Abyss. I'm almost certain he's going to drop Thunder Dragon Colossus, and he's going to drop Hope Harbinger as well this time. Darkest Diablos will probably not stick around for that long. It will probably be used as link material. He is going to go for a second copy of Colossus. See, this is why people say, you know, one Colossus won't hurt the deck. Like, I think it will hurt the deck, man. They need those level 8s. Although, I guess, you know, maybe you hit Chaos Dragon 11 there and it's not a problem. So maybe it actually won't hurt. Anyways, he is going to press on. This was weird. He had Saryuja. He's going to use all those cards to go into Nightmare Unicorn and then activates, like, I don't know what he's doing. I think that the only logical explanation I can think of is that he did not want to give his opponent an extra, like he didn't want to give him a link pointer that's pointing towards his field. Like he didn't want to give him the Saryuja extra monster zone. That's the only thing that I can think of as to why he would want to do that with the Nightmare Unicorn. I don't think it made any sense. However, he is still favored because he has, you know, multiple negations, big monsters on board, nice top deck there. However, he's going to attack into, I believe, Unmasked Dragon, and that is one of those battle recruiters that can float into another copy of itself, much like the UFO turtle that he lost in the opening turn. Now, this was sick, right? So he's going to summon a Night Dracolic from his deck. I actually have this card. Shout outs. I think it came out in New Challengers. What it does is it takes all non-worms and it actually just shifts them to defense mode as long as they were monsters that were summoned from the main or extra deck. Obviously, all extra deck monsters are summoned from the extra deck because, you know, that's just the way that they operate. So all of these monsters get shifted to defense mode, and now he top decks another copy. That's nice because even though his opponent has Hot Red Dragon Archery and Abyss, which could have just negated this now that I think about it. I don't know why he didn't do that. He can still attack over. The Hope Harbinger's effect is not going to matter at all because he can simply attack. He is going to activate Water Soul. What is the name of his card? Waterfall of Dragon Souls. He activates that. Try to get some new cards. He's going to go for Back to the Front, get another Unmasked Dragon. And he's smart. He's going in the Link monsters, basically, because those are unaffected by Night Dracolic. However, he now has a fairly mediocre board. He has no disruption at all, and his opponent just got Monster Reborn. Quite frankly, I thought he was just going to Monster Reborn, Hot Red Dragon Archery and Abyss, and just beat him to holy hell with the card. That would have been what I would have went for, because I not only can break your little, I guess, kind of co-link here, but I also get the ability to get some negation and get some major damage. But he then just starts going into some Mayakashi synchro plays, which I was like, where did this come from? And the Monster Reborn can actually summon one of his big Mayakashi synchro monsters from the graveyard, and then he also has removal. He is going to be able to attack his opponent, and I don't think that with a Dangerous Snake in your hand, you are going to be able to make a comeback. How did it all go so wrong in this duel? He started out with such a good board, and then he just started trolling. And then his opponent had all these stupid battle recruiters, and now he says, you know what? This is how you actually summon Nightmare Unicorn. He's going to attack his opponent for game, and that is going to be the end of this duel. Let's pause for one quick second and check out the Marine Cess deck. Alright, so this is what the build of Marine Cess looks like on paper, and I have to say, this is an excellent build. He just pretty much stuck to the core 3 Marine Cess monsters, the ones that are the best. You have Seahorse, which was released, or which will be released in the TCG, and Rising Rampage. We already knew that this was like one of the best cards in the archetype, but now that they have other good cards to go along with it, the deck is more consistent. Blue Tang is now your best normal summon Blue Tang. Drop Seahorse into the graveyard, go for Blue Slug. Blue Slug is going to add your Seahorse right back to your hand for you to special summon later, and at the same time your Blue Tang is going to activate the Salamangreat Great Foxy effect, and maybe you get lucky, you hit a Mandarin or a Marine Cess Wave, as you know is what happened in the duel. In fact, he hit both of those cards. Mandarin is just the natural extender. Another card like a Sea Archiver does the same exact thing. It's just like a natural extender for this deck. It's excellent in this deck because when you are special summoning, you are going to be locked in through the natural progression of your combo. You're going to be locked into the water attribute, but Sea Archiver is just another water monster that gets you to your plays, and it goes into all of these link monsters conveniently, so that's always excellent. The frogs are really good. Ronin Totem actually gives you pretty decent fodder for Signet mining alongside Mandarin, because Mandarin can be summoned from the graveyard, as can Ronin Totem. The only thing that I look at this this deck and I wonder about is Trap Trick. Trap Trick is good, don't get me wrong. I get that it can, be activated as a trap to summon your Paleos, and then it can become any of these cards. However, there's just too many 2-ups for my liking for Trap Trick in here. I personally think that maybe Lost Wind would be a little better. Lost Wind is excellent discard fodder for something like Signet Mining because you can discard it, then later set it from the graveyard. Also, Lost Wind, if you do hard draw it and you are going to use it from the field, you get generally 2 activations out of it, and that means potentially summoning 2 Paleozoic cards. So Lost Wind has always been good in Paleo because of that natural synergy, the fact that it activates from the field twice, so you can summon 2 Paleo cards. So that would just be my that would kind of be my swap, is I would just take out the Trap Tricks and I would probably play 3 copies of Lost Wind, which would essentially replace something like Solemn Strike in this build. Lost Wind better than Strike because it activates your Paleos to summon them from the graveyard, and again, it can be discard fodder for Signet Mining, which you are always going to run in Marine Cess. So I feel like that's a pretty high value card. Anyways, whatever you guys think of the build, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.